Alright, we're going to do a little bit more work on the Blackheart figure. We're going to do some re-sculpt the hands and add a little bit of sculpting material to it. And I started on the feet before. I want to do a little extra touch-up on the sculpting. I like how the Procreate looks better when you're putting texture on figures. What I'm going to try to do, I've already done this at a previous Blackheart I did. I already cut the re-sculpt it, and I'm going to try to make them match what I did with this figure. You see, I try to grind down this extra material where it had 4 digits. Now it's going to be 3 digits. You need your trusty Dremel tool. Set these completed ones to the side. Those are going to be my references of where I worked off before. Let's start dremeling. With this, what I'm actually doing is actually going to get the rough shape, what I need. Then I'm going to use the Procreate to actually sculpt in the details. Like you see the textures in your palm of your skin. I'm going to try to recreate that on these. I did so on these. You see the lines through here, contours and shape. And let's get back to dremeling. Okay, we're looking good. Very similar. I was trying to keep the natural contours of the palm. After cutting off the finger, you had to grind off all this extra meat of the hand over on this side. I'm going to try and make it look natural from going from a 4-finger hand to a 3-finger hand. I think that looks pretty good through here. We'll use, of course, we also all the detail by grinding it off. And we're going to be using the Procreate to add that detail right back. We're all for workstation and all the grit. Don't want any of that into the epoxy. Okay. I've only recently started using this material. Another really good customizer on the thefwoosh recommended this. First time I tried to use this, I hated it. Did not know what I was doing. It was like I had the texture of like chewing gum. My sculpting knives would just stick to it, and I kept pulling it up. And I realized I need this. It is sculpting Vaseline. You dip your tools in it, and it doesn't stick to the Procreate. Good, leave the lid off. And scoop out some of the material. This is a equal ratio to epoxy. That should be enough for what we're doing tonight. I've used the Aves epoxy sculpt for probably better for a decade. That's what I've always used for my sculpting material, but it has its limitations. When I've seen some of the work in the work in progress thread on the thefwoosh, I've seen people doing really clean, nice sculpting, detail sculpts. I was wondering, what in the world are they using? And I asked them. They recommended this stuff. And it is really nice for detailed sculpting. Now let's go ahead and knead this up. It's going to take a little while. I'll fast forward. Okay, we have our clay mixed up. Let's go ahead and start. Let's see, let's go ahead and do the feet first. They're partially done already. You want to use your sculpting Vaseline because this stuff is, like I said, it'll stick to you like chewing gum. You don't have sculpting Vaseline. You can't use, like with Abe's always used, water. When I first got this stuff, I was like, well, it'd be the same. No, it is not. I'm doing a little differently on this one compared to the last Blackheart. The last one I kept the toe hinge. This one I'm getting rid of the toe hinges. Make it a little more stable. And that seems like a blasphemy to take out the articulation, but sometimes it's for the better. It makes your figure more balanced. That's the movie Venom figure is a much heavier body. Much heavier and bulkier body than the Toy Biz one ever was. Okay, we have that one built up pretty good. And I was telling you, I want to replicate this texture. Right now it's very smooth and shiny. If you notice, the sandpaper has a very similar grain texture to the foot. We want to stipple it with the sandpaper. So can you see? It makes the nice patterns that's already in the texture of the foot. I'll do the rest of this one, and I'll start sculpting on the other foot. That looks pretty good. Focus on the foot, not my hand. Okay. On to the next foot. One thing I noticed with this one, the other foot, the Toy Biz foot, the center toe ridge, the bone goes, you can see it goes all the way, it's supposed to look like the bone goes all the way up. On the other foot, it was more flat, so I'm going to fix that with this. I'll put a little more material on the center, raise it up. Continue to build up that distinctive ridge between each toe bone, going up into the foot. It's not very prominent on this one. About ready to add texture to this foot. Make sure it blends in with the rest of the foot properly. The sculpting was a little rough, but that is fixed. But when we add texture, I'm actually texturing and reshaping at the same time with the sandpaper. Looks pretty good. Now onto the hands. Clean them up a little bit. Just take my fingernail, just cleaning off any loose burrs from Dremeling. So what we're going to do, put a skim coat on it. You see how I did like the lines of the hands on the sides. I'm going to replicate that on the second set. So I'm going to continue the lines on the palm onto the sides here. I'm just working it, smoothing it out, try to blend the edges the best I can by basically just pushing it, laying it down into the crevices of the hand. I don't want a seam between the epoxy and the regular hand. And this stuff, one thing things I really like about this, when you're using the sculpting Vaseline and the Procreate sculpting material, it's nowhere near as messy as Aves. Aves, when you're using water, it gets everywhere. You can make a mess. You got to clean up. You got to wipe off the residue from when you're sculpting. There we go. The contour is good. Yeah, it looks pretty good on that one. Move on to the next hand. Clean this one up. Take off any loose material. Okay, I think we're done on our sculpting for the hands and the feet. These look good. These just have to sit up and cure. That's all for that. I think that's all we'll do for this one tonight. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Comment if you have any questions below.